Always a pleasure.
We have yet to explore all the corners of this place. 'Twould be a shame if aught were overlooked.
Quite right. No sense doing things by halves. No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say.
Tis a remarkable treasure we found.
Perhaps fortune has deigned to aid us at last.
Ox carts are reliable, if naught else.
Drivers can be a decent source of gossip.
What am I supposed to do? The soldiers have been making a fuss over some strange temple in the sea. Pleasure doing business.
So, you seek to enter Batal, I presume? I'll have to check your permit. Go on through.
This ox cart's bound for Back Batal. Can't let you on till you've paid.
Buy a little something, won't you? Hope to see you again. Not buying? That's just as well. Better to be selective than wasteful.
Browsing was enough to scratch the itch in my case.
So Gwefencha is the Elvish word for scale cinder. I suppose we ought to pay a visit to Batali blacksmith next. Follow me, master. I shall guide you to the location.
The vanguard is yours. Lead on.
I trust you're bothering me for a reason.
Aye. What brings you to Brocker's smithy? Looking for scale cinder, are we? Well, you're in a luck. Our forge is flit. Oh, 'tis at an elf's behest, you say. I'm afraid that changes things a wee bit. Elves and dwarves don't get along, see? Brocker won't want to help you. Unless you were to offer him aught he couldn't resist. Listen, I happen to know there's one bit of elven culture no dwarf can turn their nose up at. All elven fare's bland as grass. All of it. That is, save the singularly flavoursome dish, Nutriab. Course, no dwarf would openly admit to having a taste for it. But the fact of the matter is, the mere smell of that dish has dwarves foaming at the maw. Don't believe me? Bring a bowl of it to Brocker. You'll soon see.
So the blacksmith ought to grant us some Gwefencha in exchange for Nutriab. Shall we inform Ms. Darren of this, master? Allow me to guide you, master. I know the person you're looking for.
If you're still after a source of scale cinder for the elf, you'll but bring him a bowl of Nutriab and he'd fain deal with any.
No respect for the old. Methods anymore. Leave me in peace.
Follow me, if you would.
Look around if you must, but be sure to buy aught. Just tell me what you need, and I'll... see it done. You're welcome.
Me? I sell defensive equipment. Now, this hardly bears saying, but don't you dare try to take anything without paying for it first. Always a pleasure. Interested in my wares?
Welcome, and well met.
Dear, that's the wrong one.
Ah, apologies. Thank you, my darling. Fie. My vision's growing worse by the day, I fear. Methinks it began when I started reading an old grimoire I found whilst tidying the storeroom. 'Tis entitled, On the Transference of Souls. A curious tome, this. It claims to grant the reader the power to summon things from beyond the rift. I thought I might use it to stock my shelves with otherworldly wares. Perhaps you will think me simple, but truly all I want is a better life for my wife and daughter. Yet 'tis most vexing, for the moment I start reading the tome, 'tis as if a fog descends over my eyes. But mayhap there is hope for me yet. If I can get my hands on a quince, they're said to reduce fatigue of the eyes. Would you be kind enough to procure one for me? I must keep reading that grimoire.
I've heard quinces are native to Batal. Shall we see if we can't find some?
Oh, what does this say?
Say, are you satisfied with you wish to shine like a jewel among your peers? Is that not so? Well, lucky you. I am here to see your wish granted.
If you were privy to the goings-on in the Forbidden Magic Research Lab, even among the Batali.
Indeed. And the researchers employed there are as tight-lipped as they come.
Do the people not question its existence? I should like to know more about its activities, if 'twere me.
I shall wait.
Not a foe in sight.
I'll take the peace and quiet over a horde of enemies any day.
Prepare for battle! Well-aimed strike, right where it hurts.
This ends here!
I grant your weapon a magical boon.
The paths to victory are myriad indeed. That strategy never would have occurred to me. That was well fought. There's no one standing who might say otherwise.
No doubt this triumph.
What is it? If you're looking for Lord Ambrosius, he's already returned to his research. Though, from what I understand, he's still willing to pay for blue crystal shards. If you find any, bring them to him at the Forbidden Magic Research Lab.
Gathering materials makes for dull work indeed.
Since times of eld, dragon blood has been used to refine all. Remember, draconic... Blood flows through the veins of lesser drakes. As well. Then I bid ye farewell.
Ah, I'll take that. We might find a use for it.
Come to think of it, we're all of differing vocations, aren't we?
One should think we'll be able to counter whatever comes our way.
We must each of us hone our skills. A jack of all trades is a master of none.
The power of ice and turn it against our foe.
Glad to see you have the magic in hand.
This is generally used as a material.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations.
We have what we need to deliver, do we not? Let us find the intended recipient.
Perhaps once we've concluded this bit of business, we might allow ourselves a moment's rest.
Right you are.
Here's hoping there'll be no trouble today.
I've an awful itch I can't seem to find.
At least my back's not acting up today. That's enough toil for one day, methinks. So tired. I've barely the vim to tie my boots.
We shall wait here till your business is done.
Not without its charms. Still no luck. Lost track of time. This place is
Still a while to go before my shift's over. Chance to put my feet up
They have
is
all
as warm
come.
as fire.
Tis done, master. Now a ferry stone can whisk us here whensoever we desire.
To turn in for the night.
Nary a dental scratch on my arms and
A mug of ale.
It isn't the colour I was hoping for.
if I'd be better off a hermit.
Ah, that's right. I must fetch those papers.
No, this is all wrong. What use of pitiful fragments such as these? What we have achieved is sufficient to sway the pawns. But when the time comes to fell the dragon, I fear it may not be enough. Lord Phaesus insists we shall succeed, and yet... Ah, a new hand, are you? Have you some business with me? Why? 'Tis an orisons. This is incredible. I've never seen such a luster. But why do you possess such a thing? Where did you obtain it? No, never mind. 'Tis of no consequence. All that matters is this. With this alone, I shall be able to craft a superior godsway, the finest of all created to date. I must make haste that I might deliver it to Lord Phaesus even a moment sooner. But wait, no. I have not the worm's life crystals to restore it. Confound it all! Oh, don't be ridiculous. Do you even understand what you're offering? Worm's life crystals can only be obtained from drakes. But I suppose I'm in no position to decline, even if 'tis a fool's errand. Lord Phaesus is satisfied with the God's way as 'tis, you see. And as I can expect no support from him, you can expect little aid from me. Though I suppose 'twouldn't do to send you away entirely empty-handed. Feel free to take what you require from the laboratory. Now, as I've said, worm's life crystals can only be obtained from drakes and their ilk. Seek one out and fell it, if 'tis within your power. All the better if it happens to be a lesser dragon. You would be solving 2 of my problems then.
I am well enough, thank you.
Ah, that's right. I must fetch one. I'm still waiting on that report.
There's comfort.
Though the excavation at Moonglint Tower was a success, much remains a mystery. If only we could find a way to open that door.
Whatever your business here, Ambrosius is the one you'll want to talk to. We don't have time to handle the day-to-day running of things. We're busy enough with our own projects.
What do you want? If you've brought a delivery, just put it somewhere out of the way.
Do be quick. I fear my time isn't...
Wait, you're one of the ones that's came crawling into our hideout. Ain't funny, really. But seeing you's reminded me of that bleeding runt's face. I'm talking about Hugo, of course. Did you hear him sobbing as we left? Lanzo, why? Boo-hoo! Bet he's still crying over it, eh? Like a babe without its mum. Of course, Lanzo's already forgotten about the poor sod. Was right glad to be rid of him, truth be told.
I'm not going to take that from enough to break any man's spirit, this.
from you.
Pay what's due, and you can bid very well.
What are ye doing here? Come to laugh at me, have ye? Suppose it must make ye feel a hero, seeing the man ye caught yourself sitting behind bars. But ye ain't fool enough to think the Empress is safe now I'm in here, are ye? Coin's a fine thing. Even in a place like this, it's got its uses. Reckon ye must be touched in the head, giving coin to a would-be murderer just to hear his story. Still, suppose I'm no longer a part of this, so I'll tell ye a little something, as thanks for your generosity, cuz. I got this job by way of the coral snakes. I only did as I was instructed. If you want to know who hired them in the first place, you're best off asking a snake. Lucky for ye, there's one right here in the jail.
Ugh. Ugh. Hugo's been following Lanzo around ever since he was a kid. Wouldn't quit it neither, even when it got him a beating. Still, there's a use for whelps like him. Guards aren't like to throw a brat in jail for pocketing a few trinkets, eh? They can earn their own living that way. When one shop starts getting suspicious, they just move on to another. Easy pickings for a kid, and having a few whelps along makes setting up in a new town a trice. The guards don't suspect a thing, but Hugo had gotten too big for that, see? We'd run out of uses for him. Well, save throwing him to the dogs, so as we could make our escape.
Suppose courage can only take you so far. Captain will have my head if I skip it. Another patrol? I'm surrounded by whingers on all sides.
These soldiers lack discipline.
I'm in no mood for talk.
Must fetch those papers.
Are the new recruits battle ready?
New equipment's coming.
I mustn't let this get out of hand. Lost track of time. This place is too comfortable.
My apologies for the wait. We grew further apart than I'd anticipated.
Our party is reunited. Surely we can ask for no more than that.
Well met.
You don't look like much.
This is too much for me.
It's that venom you'll want to watch out for!
He's weak to fire.
Uh-oh. Three things have been held back. Perhaps a few more for good measure.
Ensure your next attack is no less purposeful.
Next time I can grant you an elemental move.
Ray, leave me be, sir.
That was thrilling. I did not know I could feel so alive.
An ox cart.
Ah, well met. You'll be glad to hear we've succeeded in capturing another. Fortunately for us, this mayhap through speaking with him.
Come on, have a look. Maybe I'll get right
You shan't hear me complain. Tis a relief to be home. Let us just say that not all Arisen are quite like you, Master. A good sleep does wonders.
Come, we've much to be getting on with.
Feeling rested, I trust.
We've made it then. What's our first order of business, Arisen?
I suppose we might as well gather what we...
Have you found Gwefencha? A dwarven blacksmith has some? Truly? But elves and dwarves do not see, eye to eye? I fear the smith will not heed my plea. You believe he will if I prepare an elven dish? Which one? Nutriarb? Dwarves have a liking for it, they say? Are you certain? Nutriarb is not very tasty. Few elves enjoy it. It is a pungent stew of, old fish and apples, boiled till it forms a thick paste. But I shall prepare it, if it has any chance of bringing me Grafentia. The Arbor Heart depends upon it. Would you be willing to gather the... You won't have to go far to find them. I thank you. I need only the 2 bring them to me, and I will prepare new...
Rotten fish and apples? My stomach lurches at the very thought. But I suppose we ought to procure them all the same.
I suppose 'tis so.
Elelote osto silfa malantha alecano mine infer. Avehum. Angudu telpe.
And the ring fair nor Indiran and Numa.
I turn.
Isis thing is forced to wield.
Never have I encountered such a strategy.
Well, well. Colour me surprised. While in another world, I happened upon a treasure chest rather close by here. Perhaps I could show you the way.
Really now? What are you doing?
Forgive me. I could not help but laugh.
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We'll find a use for it, I'm sure.
Look there. Methinks I spy aught of use.
Let us ponder how best to proceed.
It shall be done. I am here to aid you, Arisen.
Isn't much of an adventure if all we do is make camp.
Let us return once we've grown tired from our labours.
Come on! Don't... I grant your weapon a magical boon.
I knew you would prevail, Master.
I dare say, the Arisen could have defeated this lot without us.
Outstanding.
Come on then.
Freshly rested as we are, this battle ought to be in our favor.
Try not to get hit, lest all that vim go to waste.
Arisen, to me! I shall heal you. Wait a moment.
I've just had a thought. Every master I've ever served has favoured different tactics. One party I joined consisted only of ranged specialists.
Now there's a thought.
Strike fast and true, and our
over so soon? Why? We seem to have come through unscathed.
We mustn't allow ourselves to become complacent. Take each trial as it comes.
Quickly, Arisen. You must regain your footing. Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.